Previously on the Media Wiz.
You're watching the show, you're into the story, then there's like 5 minutes left and suddenly you realize, hey, they can't make it. Timmy's still stuck in the cave. There's no way they wrap this up in 5 minutes.
And now, Media Wiz and MC Swigga sit through a terrible Ninja Turtles special. Ah yes, who doesn't remember Ninja Turtles? It was a big part of my childhood, up there with Power Rangers. It was a simple cartoon show about 4 mutant turtles who knew ninjutsu, fought for what was right, and loved them some pizza. The Turtles started off as a comic book series intended to parody the dark, gritty comics at the time by having a silly premise portrayed relatively seriously. But then the cartoon show came out and made everything twice as silly for the sake of comedy, excluding the last few seasons which were darker in tone. Since then, the Turtles have had many different incarnations over the years and many, many pieces of merchandise. Toys, board games, video games, Turtles in Time on the SNES being the best one of those, by the way. And even food tie-ins with Ninja Turtles pies, cookies, and cereal. And during the cartoon success, the movies were made. The first 2 were really good, and the third one was pretty whatever. Once the live-action stuff started doing well, we got even more of that. Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation, this weird public tram promotion tape, and the musical stuff. Yes, the Ninja Turtles were making music. It resulted in the So Bad It's Good Coming Out of Our Shells tour, a sequel tape which was filmed at a local amusement park, and none of the kids in the audience look even remotely impressed, and then Turtles tunes, which, the less we talk about that, the better. And, of course, today's subject, We Wish You a Turtles Christmas. I don't know about this. Are you sure about this, Swigga? Yeah, I mean, come on, man. I've seen Ninja Turtles 3. How bad can this get? Oh, trust me, you're gonna be eating those words, bud. This is We Wish You a Turtles Christmas. So after we get an intro song that could never hold a candle to the original show's theme... No, don't even bother. We then see the horrors we're gonna have to call the Turtles for the rest of the special. Okay, the first few movies obviously had more budget to work with, but... damn, I wasn't expecting something this bad. The costumes have several creases showing, like where the heads meet the neck. The stomach and the shoulder padding is always falling apart. And the smiles. Why would you give these things such creepy smiles? God, first Rugrats and now Ninja Turtles. These things smile like the creepy gardener from Edgar and Ellen. Attention character designers, giving your main protagonist big creepy smiles is almost never a good choice. And half the time, the mouths barely even match with the voices.
You got the wrong turtle, man. I got presents for the kids. Donnie was supposed to get a gift for Splinter.
I swear, these turtle animatronics are making the Chuck E. Cheese Christmas special look like Jim Henson. And it doesn't stop there. Oh no, this is what the turtles sound like.
Wow, thanks, Leo. I was gonna buy one myself.
Like I told you, you'd like it.
The turtles from the previous shows and movies all had distinct voices. Why would you make them all sound practically the same?
You know, that was just one guy doing all those voices.
So as for the story, the turtles realize they forgot to get Splinter a present. And Christmas is tomorrow! So they decide they have to go above land and seek a gift out. And we get the first song. And it sounds like shit. And what doesn't help is that as soon as it ends, they jump immediately into the next song. Seriously, I have nothing against musicals, but do people not know how to space song numbers out? Yo, pause. The turtles are out in the middle of the streets without disguises on. Did these people even see the show? Yeah, it may have been dumb to have them walk around with trench coats and hats all the time, but it's even stupider to have them walk amongst the New York streets and have nobody think it's weird. These kids shouldn't be blading and playing the drums on trash cans like this is Fat Albert or something. They should be freaking they shit out over this. Yeah, even this street Santa is just like, ho ho ho, guys in giant turtle suits. Must be just another Tuesday night in New York City.
How about a set of golf clubs? Splinter's not athletic. A bowling ball, some ice skates.
You guys just said he's not athletic, and yet your next big pitch is a bowling ball and ice skates?
You guys are pathetic.
Exactly, I agree with you, Donatello.
There are only 2 hours of shopping left before Christmas. Oh no, he's turning into that opera guy again.
Little city of New York.
Is that Michelangelo doing an opera?
It's Christmas Eve, would believe you've got one more gift to buy.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out.
What the is this? So after that, the turtles then look for some gifts. And where do they get them? Who knows? They completely skipped over that through the power of sloppy editing.
I dig these, dude. I'm undercover, man.
This special brought to you by self-promotion.
Six yellow yo-yo.
It's clearly 5 yo-yos. I can't even count good and I know that you's wrong. Oh yeah, and they also got him neckties, a skateboard, and a framed pizza. Okay. And then they start rapping about wrapping presents. Man, I can't believe I'm saying this, but where the hell's Vanilla Ice when we need him?
I do my best when I'm rapping my gifts. I take a lot of pride when I put the gift inside of the rap. Yeah, come on.
Oh my god, between this, I'm a Mod, Tana Mojo, those animated Titanic movies, and Out of Jimmy's Head, why is it cringy rap numbers is a thing I just can't get away from? So then we jump to tomorrow night and we see Splinter for the first time in this special. Oh god, Splinter, you look like a drain clog in this one. Why is it all throughout this live action Ninja Turtle stuff, Splinter looks progressively worse? They then give Splinter the presents set to a rendition of the 12 Days of Christmas. And yes, they do all 12 nights. And you gotta love how the music starts getting so fast, Splinter actually loses track and has to catch up. We finally reach the end of the special as the kids from earlier return, and everybody sings a rendition of We Wish You a Merry Christmas. Just end.
Merry Christmas from Michelangelo, Raphael, Leonardo, and Donatello.
Please just end.
We wish you a turtle's Christmas. We wish you a turtle's Christmas and a happy New Year.
Just end already!
We wish you a turtle's Christmas and a turtly awesome New Year.
Thank you! Well, actually, no, the song stops, but then we get a solid 2 minutes of the turtles babbling during the rest of the credits. Turn this shit off. Final thoughts. Wow. I am baffled by how bad that was. We sat through Slim Shady's show, and I think this was worse, because it took something from my childhood, and it just it. Overall, this was a really bad Christmas special. I understand why some of the effects are amateur since they didn't really have the same budget as the movies did, but at the very least you could pretend to give a crap about what you're making. The story itself is very basic. The turtles need to get Splinter a Christmas present. So they go on land, they get him some lame presents, and then they sing some songs, and then it just kind of ends. Seriously, there's barely any characters from Ninja Turtles in this aside from the Turtles and Splinter. There's no Shredder, no Bebop and Rocksteady, no Krang, no April O'Neil, nothing. Then again, I guess those characters should be lucky that they weren't in We Wish You a Turtles Christmas. Alpha's Magical Christmas was basic too, but this was just so padded out and cheap. It wasn't even funny bad. From what I've seen of Coming Out of Our Shells tour, that was so stupid it was at least easy to riff. And the editing in this special is so all over the place. Scenes will just stop and then fade to black just because they don't want to show what actually happens so that they can just transition to the next thing in the laziest way possible. And screw this special. The special sucked. And the worst part of it is, I've got one more video for this month, and it's on a special debatably worse than this. Worse than this? What could possibly be worse than this? Oh god, it's... Cause